reacted cautiously to the US move designating the Resistance Front, a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, as a foreign terrorist organization. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian condemned the April the 22nd Pahalgam terror attack, which killed 26 civilians, and urged regional nations to enhance counter-terrorism cooperation to ensure stability. The US State Department said the TRF was being used as a rebranded front for the banned Let, echoing India's claims. The designation could push for further global action, though the UN's 1267 sanctions regime. India had launched Operation Sindoor on May the 7th in retaliation for the attack, targeting terror infrastructure in Pakistan and POK. The UNSC issued a condemnation, but references to TRF and Let were reportedly removed after objections from Pakistan and China, reflecting deeper fault lines in the global counterterrorism approach. Let's listen in to what Lin Jian had to say.
中方坚决反对一切形式的恐怖主义，强烈谴责发生在4月22日的恐袭事件。中方呼吁地区国家加强反恐合作，共同维护地区的安全稳定。
Now we turn over to South America, where Brazil's former president, Jair Bolsonaro, has been ordered to wear an ankle monitor in a move he described as a supreme humiliation. The development came as federal police conducted searches at his home and his party's headquarters in Brasilia in compliance with a Supreme Court order. The order prohibits Bolsonaro to leave the house at night, communicate with foreign ambassadors and diplomats, or approach embassies. The former president is also barred from using social media or contacting other individuals under investigation by the Supreme Court, including his son, Eduardo Bolsonaro. Bolsonaro is currently on trial at the Supreme Court and is accused of leading an alleged attempt to stage a coup or overturn the 2022 election, in which he was defeated by left-wing President Lula da Silva. Talking about his latest developments, here is what Bolsonaro had to say.
Pode, presidente. O celular aí. Meus advogados vão tomar conhecimento do inquérito restrito a Brasília com tornozeleira. Fizeram a busca pela bancada, pegaram R$7.000 e aproximadamente $14.000. Tudo devidamente aí.
Fica quieta aí, cara.
No momento, é novo inquérito. Estou também dentro dele.
We're once again joined by Mark Sutherland to discuss this in further detail. Mark, Bolsonaro remains one of the many right-wing leaders who are on trial currently, being Marine Le Pen. Obviously, we've previously seen the President of the United States, Donald Trump. And so my question to you is, like the President of the United States, might this trial help Bolsonaro garner political support for his cause?
There's a theme here, Thomas, isn't there? Bolsonaro, populists brought in. There were deep concerns about the previous election and the previous election result. We saw thousands and thousands of Brazilians come out and say that they suspect in certain cases, allegedly, just to cover ourselves, that they were concerned that there was fraud in some of the elections, some of the voting. Lula, who was the guy now president of Brazil, he was in prison, I believe, beforehand, and is, in my opinion, extremely left-wing and a socialist ideology. Bolsonaro, I think, has been treated appallingly in this situation. And yes, you are right. It's very similar to Trump. All of the court cases that they threw at him, from Russia, etc., and accusing him of this, that, and the other, that were then unfounded. And with Marine Le Pen, yes, I think the same thing is at play. And you could also argue within the judicial system within Israel with Netanyahu that there would be exactly the same thing that's playing out.
Yes, indeed. Mark Sutherland, thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, we have ran out of time. For our final story, we head to Africa, where in a tragic incident in southwestern Niger, an Indian national has been killed and another abducted, and also a third remaining missing following what India's embassy has labelled a terrorist attack near the Nigerian border. The attackers ambushed a Nigerian army unit guarding an electrical line construction site in the Dosso region, about 100 kilometres from the capital, Niamey. At least one Nigerian soldier is also believed to have died in the assault. India's embassy in Niamey is working with authorities and the employer to repatriate the deceased and secure the abducted individual's release. This comes amid a surge in violence in Niger, which has been under military rule since a 2023 coup. Jihadist groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda and ISIS have repeatedly targeted this border zone, which neighbours Nigeria, Benin, Mali and Burkina Faso. India has seen multiple such incidents, including the April 25th abduction of 5 Indian technicians in Sakiora and the kidnapping of 3 Indians in Mali earlier this month. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring you more news updates from around the world. Thank you.